ultrasound.
Yeah.
The radiographs were suggestive enough that if you'd said, I really don't want to spend money on that ultrasound, I wouldn't have hesitated to do that exploratory. And we would have ended up with a negative exploratory where we thought that there was something here, but there wasn't.
Would you have just cleaned it and like maybe applied antibiotics directly to those areas? You don't even do that. Not that it matters.
Yeah, no, I understand. There isn't really a direct kind of therapy that you can do. Do you need help?
Yeah, I'm gonna get, we don't have the password.
There's really not a direct therapy that you can do, but there is something called, or there's a term, we did a therapeutic exploratory, where we say that because it seems like sometimes you take a patient that you're really worried about and you say, we need to do an exploratory and make sure that we don't need to intercede right now. And you do the exploratory and you're like, we just added all this extra stress and it cut open the abdomen and all this, and they seem to get a boost and do better. It's not true every time, but it's surprising.
Kind of like an adrenaline shock or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Survival of the fittest kicking in.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what's called a right lateral, and Birdie Lou is on her right side.
Okay.
So her head's up here, front legs, windpipe, heart, then her abdomen, and liver's up here, stomach is right here, and then we've got small intestine and then some large intestine. And you can tell this is what intestine usually looks like in the abdomen. So that looks like swollen, distended intestine.
Okay.
And that's what happens in front of an obstruction when there's a foreign body. So look at that, I'm like, oh, geez. Then we look on the left lateral, so our left side is down here, and you can see more of the same. Then we go on our back, and you can see more of the same. So that is highly suspicious for a intestinal foreign body.
Is that considered kind of high up in the intestine? No.
So see this little thing, right? That's the inside of the stomach, and the stomach's empty, and the walls are pulling it down, but that's the stomach, and then the stomach comes around this way, turns into the duodenum, small intestine, then that turns into the ileum, the jejunum, and then turns into the colon. So this is likely small intestine somewhere in that segmentation that is irritated. The ultrasound was very encouraging because she didn't see any obstructive pattern like that looks like, and didn't see a foreign body. I would not be surprised at all if over the next few days we pass some foreign material of some kind that was enough to really irritate everything, but not enough to cause a physical blockage. In a way, that would be the best kind of scenario, because we really don't want this to be a viral infection like parvo or something like that. This is a summary for you. This has really everything from today. It's got history, it's got physical exam stuff, assessment, plan. These are tests. This is a link. If you go to an emergency clinic, then they can access it through this. It's a lot more convenient when we text them this stuff because they can just click on it.
Can you guys send me a digital copy?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do I need to look for? I know you mentioned that if she throws up more than once, that would be, hey, you need to get her to the 24-hour place. Is there any other symptoms I need to really look out for that? I'm guessing she's not going to eat tonight, right?
I think she's going to eat.
Okay, so offer it.
Definitely.
Okay.
On this page, I've written down what to do tonight.
Okay.
So tonight, intestinal diet food, metronidazole, half tab. Do you have the meds in here? we grabbed those. Metronidazole, half tab, famotidine, quarter tab, Panicure, it's a packet of powder, powder on the food, and then a probiotic, little, it's in a little big syringe, you just push it a certain amount and you give that by mouth. So that's tonight.
Should I have her eat and then take these two? Does she need to have food in her stomach on those?
Not necessarily, but what we would probably do is offer her, take those tablets and put a little bit of food around them, and then give her some food without the tablets, and then say, do you want another little tiny meatball? Here, have this one, do you want some more?
Gotcha.
Go like that.
Okay.
The Panicure, you know, you would take one of those meatballs and put the stuff in it, and if she's eating well, you can feed her as much as a quarter can, but that's going to seem like a lot of food because she's pretty little. The food instructions are kind of confusing. Was she making noise out there?
She is fussing a little bit.
Oh, she's fussing. She wants us to.
I think she
talk
knows
to
you're
her.
here.
Yeah, she does that.
Food. So tonight you're going to do food, then you're going to do the metronidazole, half a tablet. So that's a half a tablet. And then you're going to do the famotidine, quarter tablet, tiny. So that's a quarter tablet.
Okay.
Then you're going to do the Panicure, which is one of these packets. You've got 5 packets.
Okay.
Once a day for 5 days. And you just put that powder on the food.
Gotcha.
Mix it in with the food.
Okay.
And then the probiotic is right here. And what you do is you turn this thing until it's blocked up here, and you got your flush up here. So get this flush. Okay, I went too far. I'm gonna give her this amount in here in a few minutes. Put this on your hand. No, I'm joking. Okay, so this is all tonight.
Yep.
If things go well, then I would bring her back tomorrow. Her intestine on that ultrasound was ugly enough that we want to continue fluid therapy.
Okay.
Unfortunately, her IV catheter just stopped working, so we just removed this one.
Okay.
Kind of a freak thing that usually they're good for 3 days. But with the intestine looking like that, if she were my own dog, I would bring her up tomorrow, have us put another catheter, give her fluids all day. So this is what she needs tomorrow morning.
Before I bring her in.
No, you don't have to give all this before you bring her in. I mean, it's awesome if you do, but you don't have to. This Serenia, she got a shot of Serenia today, and she got a one-time shot of ampicillin, antibiotic. The Serenia is once every 24 hours. So she'll be due for this tomorrow morning, midday to midday, something like that.
Okay.
You can either bring this stuff and have us give them, or you can give them and then drop her off.
Okay.
And then tomorrow night, she would not get Serenia. She wouldn't be getting IV fluids. You would give her those things at home tomorrow night.
Okay.
And my hope is that after fluids tomorrow, that she just be at home. Let me make a distinction about something. She really couldn't look better.
I know.
I mean, she's as energetic and friendly and happy as she can be.
I took her for a walk, a mile yesterday afternoon, or yesterday almost evening. So
She reminds me of a dog that I had in this room a long time ago that was running all around and seeming fantastic. And we were worried that she might have eaten something, similar thing, and it gotten stuck. And if I had known what that thing was, I would not have operated her. I'd have said she's too healthy. Well, we did operate, and I'm so glad we did, because it was a flimsy piece of rubbery plastic, and it had made a hole in the intestine.
Wow.
And that dog could not have looked better in here. And so if we hadn't operated, she would have had peritonitis and probably would have died.
Wow.
Because we wouldn't have been able to fix all that. So anyway, my point is just, she looks fantastic. We can't rely on that, meaning we're totally out of the woods.
But the ultrasound pretty much rules.
The foreign body.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The question is, what's doing this?
What's irritating it? I have a feeling it's those oak things that have fallen all around. She's eaten a bunch of them.
Right.
And I have a feeling that that's kind of lined her inside and just really irritating her.
Yeah, I think that could very well be the deal. Somewhere on here. Here we go. Angry gastroenteritis of unknown cause. Patient may have ingested bits of rope fiber, oak pollen, plus or minus oak pollen catkins. That's what those things are called. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do think that that's as likely as anything else.
Okay.
And she's so bright and alert. I think that's distracting from the fact that she does have a significant issue going on, but it does suggest parvo's not very likely. And that's good because there's not a cure for parvovirus. And
Okay.
it's either they survive with symptomatic treatment or they don't.
Okay.
I think she can come in. What questions do you have?
I don't think anything.
So, she could be fed as much as one of these cans in 24 hours.
Okay.
The gentlest thing for the GI tract is 4+ meals a day.
Okay.
So I was tempted to say give her a quarter can 4 times a day, but I don't know if she'll eat a full quarter can in a sitting.
I'm telling you, man, she's ravenous. I mean, I give her that farmer's dog, and it's gone, and we supplement it with like green beans and canned pumpkin, and she can't get enough. So, I mean, I have a feeling she'd probably eat that whole thing if we give it to her. And I attempt to give her water, leave her water out, and you know, if she drinks, great.
And she might not because she's had fluids throughout the day. And commonly, they won't drink, and owners are like, well, they didn't drink at all. We're not worried if that happens.
Okay.
We're glad if she does, but we're not worried if she doesn't. So I would just say a quarter can after you've been home and settled for 20, 30 minutes, and then you can do the med stuff. And then she could have another quarter can before she goes to bed at night.
Okay.
If you think she's really hungry and really wants it. Otherwise, a quarter can once from now until tomorrow is okay.
Because that's really going to try to help her pass what's in her, right? I mean, that's going to help get everything moving that we need. Okay.
That's right.
The only other question I have, is there a 24-hour clinic that you recommend? I know the one on Birdie, or I'm sorry, Westgate.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with that one.
Okay.
Had a couple nightmare evenings there 10 years ago.
So the truth is that Aves is inconvenient because it's way up off of 2222, and it's as expensive or more expensive than anybody else.
Okay.
But it's also got the most reliable, top-notch boarded veterinarians.
Okay.
Central Texas Veterinary Specialty Hospital, emergency hospital, where you went a while back, used to be top-notch. They've been sold multiple times since then, and their quality is intermittent. There's a new place now for emergencies called Veg. There's actually multiple locations. One of the locations is across 290 from Central Texas Veterinary Specialty Emergency Hospital, where there's that Target. It's right next to that.
Okay.
And we have had clients be very pleased with Veg, and they've done a good job working with our clients with us, keeping us included on what went on.
What happened, yeah.
Yeah. So
that probably is more convenient because I'm pretty southwest, so making that trek to 2222 at 3 in the morning is kind of rough.
Yeah. I would go to Veg in that situation if eventually we learned of some serious diagnosis that we need all the top guns. Then I might transfer there, but I wouldn't. I'd feel great about Veg in the short term.
Okay.